to do this motherfucking challenge right now. The Black YouTube Challenge. The Black YouTube Challenge, ladies and gentlemen. We about to say what we need to say tonight. I feel like the Black YouTube sector, I need to address some things right now. I need y'all to get in here right now. It is time for us to have this busted challenge. We got to have a conversation. You know what? I think Black YouTube has been saying a lot, and I think it's been sending this message to a lot of people. And what they've been saying, y'all ain't been hearing them. Let me explain what they've been saying to y'all ass for a long, long, long time.
I don't care.
They don't care what you think.
I don't care.
They don't give a shit about what you think.
I don't care.
They don't care.
I don't care if you don't like
The Black YouTube streets.
I don't care if you don't like.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to piss somebody off.
I don't care if you don't like. I don't care if you don't like.
I'm about to piss somebody off.
Who the fuck are you anyway?
Woo! Come on.
I don't care if you
I don't care.
I don't care if you don't like.
I don't care.
Who the fuck are you anyway?
Come on.
I've been through shit you ain't never been. I know some people that you don't know. Most of these niggas irrelevant. Coming through life without any goals.
I don't care.
I made mistakes, but they help me grow.
Yeah.
Wrestle with demons to keep my soul. Trying to feed on my kids without hearing shit. But my 3 baby mamas won't live me low.
Let me talk to you.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. Shoot program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this piece. You'll never see the light. And who the fuck you think you fucking with? I'm police. I run shit here. You just live here. Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on, walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Ladies and gentlemen. Man, listen, I have to do this with a little finesse. I have to do this with a level of professional. Fuck all that. I gotta go in. I'm about to piss somebody off. I have seen the level of fuckery on the Black YouTube streets. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. It is some sad ass people that consider themselves to be content creators in the Black YouTube sector. And we got to talk about some shit tonight. We got to talk about some shit. And I'm very disappointed at the things that I'm seeing for a lot of reasons. I'm disappointed because when we have our first Black female vice president of the United States, we have a lot of things to celebrate all the people that survived the pandemic, that are safe at home with their families. They're thriving. They're having positive conversations. They're doing things with their children now that they've never done before. They having a good, healthy life. But there's some fucking fuckery going on in the Black YouTube sector. So I had a $100 challenge, y'all. I had a $100 challenge where it was that I was supposed to watch the Black YouTube sector for 30 days. 30 days. And that is basically just going to different channels, listening to some of the commentary. I'm going to be real with y'all, man. Some of that shit is sickening. It's hard to watch. It's hard to listen to. It is fucking draining. Some of the people that I watched, that they sent me. It was goddamn what the fuck is their names? Let me look at the list that I got of people that I had to go check out. I was like, I did this podcast and I said, who are some people I need to go check out or whatever case may be. Money Boy Train the building. I dropped the link, Money Boy, if you want to jump on here as well. But I seen, I got this list and I said, okay, cool. I'll take this challenge. I'll take this $100 bet. And it was like, okay, I'm going to give you a list of people. It was a list of like 20 damn YouTubers. I figured, I'll give everybody 48 hours. So for 48 hours, I followed this list of people. Like I'll pick a name or two names, and when they post something, I'll go check out their content. One of the people was Tasha K. Another person was Cynthia G. Another person was, what is his name? Shane the Wavy or whatever case may be. Another person was Eddie something, Jessica X. It was a lot of people. Brass man, what's going on? It was a lot of people that I was asked to go check out. So, UncleSug, Clyde Davis, Shayway. It was just a lot of people on this list. So I said, you know what? Let me just knock it out. I'll start off with 2 or 3 people every 48 hours, and I'll check out their content. When I tell you that I was not only disappointed, I was just appalled. I was disgusted. I don't understand how people get so much energy and time for negativity. And I think what was the biggest thing was it was hundreds of people watching it. It was hundreds of people commenting on the shit. It's people sitting at the edge of their beds begging for cash apps. It's people sitting in their cars talking about other people who don't have cars or talking about people who have better cars than them. People talking about people's kids, talking about their relationships. It was a lot of fuckery going on in the Black YouTube sector. I'm embarrassed. I am embarrassed. That shit was crazy. It's exhausting. People befriending each other, people talking about people's mothers. Calling people's jobs, getting people fired. It's a lot of fuckery. And my question to you guys is, when you talk about those Black YouTubers in the Black YouTube sector or the YouTube streets as they say it, my thing about it is, are any of these people successful? I want to ask y'all a real question right now. When you think about Black YouTube and the YouTube streets, I want to ask y'all a real solid question. Are any of these people really successful in real life? Are they really successful in real life? You know what I'm saying? Are they in healthy relationships? Do they have good credit scores? Do they live in a suburb in a nice home? Do they drive a nice car? Do they have a 401k? Are they entrepreneurs? I want to know if these people are really about that life. Because you know what I think it's easy to come on social media and pretend to be somebody else. I think it's easy to come on social media and say, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say that my life is better than your life, but no one actually checks out the people and say, yeah, that's true or not. I'm just curious. If anybody wants to hop on, hey, the link's in the thing. We don't do that over here. We don't. I don't care if you got a big channel, small channel. If you got something to say, hey, feel free to hit the link. I like that. That is a perfect comment. Yes, they are successful at tearing down a community more than what it is. Yeah, here's my thing, y'all. What do you get from the Black YouTube sector that's positive? Like, do they speak on building positive relationships? Do they speak on actually communicating with people and not trying to tear them down, dox them, talk about people's kids, talk about people's relationships? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I have received a list of 20 people And maybe 2 or 3 of them actually had some credible content. But for the most part, you know, people like Bullets Gotti, people like, I mean, it's just a lot of shit. And it's like, what are they doing? What are they doing? And I think about all of the people that I find to be credible, like, and the things that they say, like, so beneficial to just life. Like, here's the thing, anything that you listen to and it drains you, like mentally, you have to cut off a certain type of thinking when you listen to certain YouTubers. You gotta cut off a certain level of thinking when you listen to certain YouTubers. I had one YouTuber that I was following, checking out her content. Supposedly, I guess she went to Vegas on a trip or something. And while in Vegas trying to buy wine with her daughter, she got to fighting in the 7-Eleven. Like, it's just a bunch of craziness. And it's just like, man, who sits here and listens to this shit? Like, who's excited about this shit? Like, is your life so boring that you want to hear somebody else tear somebody else down? Can you imagine how fucked up your life has to be for you to sit down and listen? Man, I'm about to piss somebody off. Can you imagine how fucked up your life has to be to sit down and listen to somebody tear somebody down for hours? A group of people hop on a panel and go team up on this group of people, and then that group of people then hop on a panel and then start talking about one person. Like, it's a bunch of fuckery. So I'm like, you know what? These people have to be really successful in their life, like in their everyday life. They have to be really successful. And it's just like, how can you validate that? How do you validate a level of success? Like, where do you go to check okay, they must have a business. They must have an EIN number. They must live in a great neighborhood. They must have great relationship skills and communication skills in order for them to sit up here and just do this. But nobody is challenging the Black YouTube sector to be better. Don Philly, you know what, Don Philly? I just seen you in Clyde's Divas chat room. And you know what? I wanted to propose a question to Clyde Diva. And I wanted to ask her, what does she feel the end state is for Black YouTube? What do you feel like the end state for Black YouTube is? Because I feel like talking about one another, and it's so, you know what? I noticed that a lot of these channels that are talking about people, like they have maybe like 200, 300, 400, 500 subscribers, and those same people go around to, like, it's a circle of people. And those same people, the same level of audience, they go from one platform to another to listen to somebody else bash somebody else. Oh, and it's not subjective to just women. This is men too. This is men talking about women, women talking about men, these people versus this person versus these people. And it's some messy shit. And I'm the type of person, I like to analyze stuff. I listen to the content. I look at the content creator, if they show their face or not. And I start asking myself, I wonder, is this person actually happy? You know what I mean? Like, when I look at the Clyde Divas and I look at the Cynthia G's and the Tasha K's, like, I wonder if they're really happy in their real life. You know what I'm saying? I look at the Uncle Shugs. I look at the Mr. Fantastic. I look at the Ruse. I wonder if these people happy in their real life. Now, like I said, there are some content creators I find to be very intelligent. They're very articulate. And they do dibble and dabble in the fuckery every now and then. But for the most part, they on one. Like, they on some positive shit. Like, to me, I think Jessica X, I think she's on some positive shit. And there's a lot of people that don't like the fact that she doesn't have a channel where it's all about bashing Black men. So there's a lot of people that have an issue with that. So I like when someone can get online and they can actually give you something that you can, like something positive, or at least have a conversation that's going to enlighten you about something. But it's like, I don't know about you guys, man. I just don't rock like that. Like I don't wake up in the morning and say, let me check this person's page because I know it's going to be some tea, or somebody getting dragged, or somebody getting disrespected, or somebody talking about somebody's kid, talking about somebody's mama, talking about somebody's wife, talking about somebody's husband. Like, that is some sick shit. Motherfuckers is waking up in the morning, going to the gym. They going to run to be healthy. They going to make love to they spouse. They're going to take their kids to school. They going to job. And you wake up in the morning and you say, let me log on to this content creator so I can listen to them talk about somebody else's life. I can listen to them drag somebody for 2 or 3 hours because that's going to make me laugh. Well, you got a fucked up ass sense of humor. That's real. I'm about to piss somebody off. A lot of you content creators are weak as fuck. You can't hold a conversation. And that shit is appalling. The only thing that you can do is gang up on people, disrespect people. And it's like, me personally, I know that a motherfucker on YouTube ain't gonna bust a grape. Ain't gonna bust a grape. But yet it's so funny that people sit down and say, well, I'm gonna team up with these people over here, or I'm gonna team up with this person over here against that person. I'm telling you right now, I got a list of 20 content creators. And I sat down and I said, I'm gonna give these people 48 hours. 48 hours. I'm gonna watch their content. I'm gonna actually go to their channel and check out. Damn, hold on, my bad. I ain't even see you back there, brother. What's up?
How you doing, sir?
Man, what's going on, man? Hold on, let me finish my thought process real quick. So I said I was given a list of 20 people to check out their content, and I was unimpressed. It sounded like it's an echo. You got me on echo back there. I was unimpressed with what I saw. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I wonder, do these people feel like, yeah, man, I'm really doing something positive. I'm really making a dent in this society by my content. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You know when somebody says, people die unexpectedly, and then you just discover a lot of shit about a person. Can you imagine some of these content creators with the shit that they say online? Can you imagine them dying abruptly, right? And somebody says, oh yeah, there was a content creator on YouTube, on Black YouTube, and this is the shit that they talked about. Like, they played it at their fucking funeral. Can you imagine how many people would be embarrassed to know them? Like, how many women sit on Black YouTube and downgrade men? How many men sit on Black YouTube and downgrade women? Like, can you imagine if somebody played that shit at a funeral? This is who this person really is, or this was a part of this person. Can you imagine how embarrassing that bullshit would be? Or they sat on YouTube for hours at a time, and all they did was disrespect people, curse people out, talk about people's families, downgrade people, but their life was in shambles. In real life. Let me let somebody else. Money Boy, what you think about Black YouTube sector, bro?
First of all, it's not Black YouTube. It's the beef sector. You and I are Black YouTube. We don't indulge in all that bullshit. Secondly, your smoke detector is draining me. Thirdly, I am glad that I passed your social experiment. But you're absolutely right, though, dude. It's almost sickening the shit that that goes on and passes for entertainment. Like when you're putting people's moms and dads' addresses and shit out. What is that? Is that really entertainment?
I mean, obviously somebody feels, and it's so sad because what I try to do is I'll go to certain people's I guess their comment section, and I'll say, hey, what's going on, chat room, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if I can have a conversation with people, I do. And you know, some people let me on their platform, some people didn't. But it's just interesting because I wanted to ask them directly, like, what does this do for you? Like, does this make you feel good? Does it empower you? You know, is your life great that you feel like doing this is like, all right, I'm just doing this shit? Like, is there a switch for you? Like, is this just a job for you, or is this something that you believe in? And I truly believe in the content that I create. I believe in that shit. I stand by that shit. Like, I'll play my shit in church. I believe that shit.
No,
You know what I'm
you're
saying?
just getting paid for it.
You know what's so bad, man? It's like that's a hell of a way to. And I guess, hey, you know, if you're making money, but you know what's so funny? I looked at the whole AdSense and all this other stuff, bro. People aren't that making that much money. They're not making that much. Like, you have to really be doing some big numbers, like Kevin Samuels type numbers, to really be making some money.
But you got your folk that hit their cash app too. You got people that sell
True,
riches.
true.
And
true.
I mean, I was like you at one point. I was going around to these channels and I was in there trolling and shit, but I didn't like the damn attention that I was getting after I would leave a show trolling. It's like niggas wouldn't let it go. They would follow a nigga and just like stalk their page, but eventually they got tired because I don't do that beef sector shit that they do. So they came to my page looking to see me talking about somebody that's just not what they were going to see.
You make a good. That was a good point, bro. Like, I feel like, at what point in time do you get tired of listening to negativity? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the more you embellish in it and you embrace it, like, that's how you think in real life. That's how you think in real life. Like, that's how you go about conducting your business. You know what I'm saying? Which is the reason why we have such a fucked up outlook on life, because people say negativity is the new positive, is the new wave. You know, I'm gonna be a savage. I'm gonna be a diva. I'm gonna be a boss bitch. I'm gonna do all of this stuff to bring the attention. And then when you get the attention, what are you really saying? And I really took the time to listen to what these people were saying. Half of them just stood, oh well, if you want to see me take a shot, send me $5. Motherfucker, you gonna take a shot whether you get $5 or not. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna see me talk about this person's kids over here, send me $3. If you want to see me go at a big YouTuber and curse them out, send me $100. If you want to be a moderator, send me $30. Like, fuck you and your channel. Like, seriously. And the sad part about it is people actually taking their stimulus check.
Not the stimmy.
They taking their stimulus check and their EBT card, talking about living my best life. Here you go. And I realized that obviously there is I called it Black YouTube, but thank you for correcting me. The beef sector, which I did hear that as well, but it was some people saying the Black YouTube sector as well. But
them niggas don't represent me.
I don't feel like I fit into that narrative either, because I don't think I carry around that much malice in my heart. And what's so funny about it, the majority of the channels that I've seen so much chaos on, bro, they don't have a lot of subscribers. But the subscribers that they have is enough to keep them relevant. You know, and when they go live, they have like 100, 200, 300 people watching them. And I just be like, what are they saying that's so interesting? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's difficult for me to listen to someone who look like they live in a fucking cardboard box, but they talking about somebody else's cardboard box. You ain't got no fucking car, but you talking about how fucked up somebody's car is. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't never see your kids or deal with your kids, but you want to call CPS on somebody else's kids. Like, bro, it's too much, bro.
Now, for the most part, you got to keep it real. It's full of women and old men
Mm.
It ain't too many bullets, goddess, and young niggas out there talking shit. It's all old niggas. Arguing with old women.
Good point. That's a good point. Yeah. The people that made my list, you're right. You're kind of right. Yeah. Bullis Gotti is an interesting character to me. Like he's a guy that I've definitely seen growing up. Like his type of personality, and it's like those type of guys or those type of men. It's very difficult for them to see a level of success that people outside of his immediate circle would see. Like it's very difficult for him to like be successful. Like because when you first of all, when you listen to certain people, you can understand that they have certain traits about them that's going to make them successful, like in real life. But when you listen to certain other people, you're kind of like they're going to be stuck in that narrative for a long time. How many people got people that say, you know what, that's just how they are. They're not gonna get right. How many people got that uncle or aunt or cousin that just couldn't get right? That their life always was in shambles, or they was always at odds with something, or dealing with something major chaotic because they put themselves in that situation. And that's how he comes across to me. Like he's always gonna put himself in harm's way because he considers that to be living his best life.
I think he a character. I think he's a character, and I don't take it no further than that.
So what are some of the content creators that you feel like you stop following or you don't follow because
anyone that says they partake in the beef sector, I had to cut off for 2021. Just say my style.
Good point. Yeah, I mean, I will be honest with you. Those people that's found in the beef sector or whatever case may be, I didn't see a lot of things going on with them. Like I didn't see it. Like I didn't see family time. I didn't see I didn't see a lot of positive things being said and done.
Nigga, you didn't see no intellectual conversation.
I'm a agree to disagree. I think people feel like they're intellectual because people do research in order to make their content more relevant, but the research that they're doing is how to sabotage and dox other people. So
that's not intellectual to me.
No. It's okay. So what is intellectual to you? What is intellectual to you?
A conversation about an actual topic and not about a person.
Okay.
Something that makes you think.
What you just said was bullshit. Okay, and you a simp for saying.
I'm saying
you a simp, goddammit.
A topic like what we did the other day. We had a topic where we talked about can you be gay and say you following the will of God. That's something that requires a level of intellect to talk about. And we all did it with 6 people. No, there was no name calling. Nobody said pull up and no shit like that when it was over.
My thought process is this, right? Is that it takes a certain level of brain capacity to now say, I'm going to dox you differently than how they dox you. I'm going to disrespect you differently than how they disrespect you. That is the fuel to the beef sector. I'm going to do it a little bit more disrespectful, a little bit more strategic. It takes a lot of intellect to be able to do those things. And it's not just like people are saying, oh, well, I don't know how to dox them. I don't know how to disrespect them. Like people are coming up with creative ways in order to disrespect people. Me personally, I think that is, I think it's some cool shit to a certain extent. And this is why I say it. cool shit in the manner of, can you imagine if they applied that shit to goddamn talking to people that have been abused or molested, coming up with creative ways to reach those type of people versus creative ways to reach people who only want to hear fuck shit? Can you imagine that level of creativity, that level of ingenuity, that level of let me think outside the box in order to help people versus hurt people?
No, I can't imagine it because that's not what they do.
I hear you, bro.
It's just not. But beef sector, I don't want no smoke with y'all. That's why I'm hiding my face and my name. I don't want no smoke. Y'all do y'all.
What you mean you hide your face? You don't want no smoke? I want all the smoke, motherfucker.
Well, you want the smoke. I don't. I've had the smoke from them crazy motherfuckers.
Nah, I don't want no smoke. But what smoke? The thing about it is, man, the beef sector is composed of a lot of people who take their time to hurt one another, take their time to disrespect one another. There is no substance to the beef sector. There is nothing positive you're going to learn. And if anybody has an issue with that, feel free to come get your smoke. I mean, my thing about it, if your channel is based on saying, you know, I'm here in the beef sector, kumbaya, la-di-da. We all, you know, we all together on one accord. The whole thing about this like this. If you're living a good life, a positive, healthy life, there would be no need to even claim you're part of the beef sector. There would be no need unless you're trying to be somebody that you're not or you cannot be in real life. What's up, Trey? Talk to me.
I mean, that's why I said I don't claim that shit. I'm just me and beef sector. I don't want no smoke. Don't come on my videos thumbing no shit down. I didn't say nothing about nobody except for y'all in my cup of tea.
You do know that thumbs up or thumbs down put you in the algorithm. You do know that, right?
I know, but I'm just a prick and I like perfection.
Brother, let me tell you something. To me, it's about having a tough conversation. And I noticed that a lot of these people, that's why I said I hopped on some of these panels. When I hop on somebody's panel, the content changes. The narrative changes. Because now we're applying some logical conversation to a thought process. I've watched somebody talk for about 30 minutes or whatever, and I deliberately hopped on their channel and said, well, what do you think about this and this and this? And they started speaking differently. I did the same thing with Labudo. Like, they started speaking differently. Their thought process started to change, or their because it's difficult to have a conversation with somebody who's what you talking about, Willis? Well, we talking about I was just informed that it's called the beef sector, but I'm talking about Black YouTube. But of course it's called the beef sector. But what I've learned in these past 30 days, like I took a bet for those people who are just tuning in. I took a bet for 30 days, $100 bet, to go into the Black YouTube sector, and I was given a list of names and to check out certain content creators. Now, some of these content creators belong to the LGBT community. Some of these are men. Some of these are women. Some of these people are married. Some of these people are single. But the premise of the beef sector, to me, I don't see nobody as happy. I think that people that were once cool with each other, you know, and of course it's some fake shit. You live in Chicago, I live in Detroit, you know, and I never met you, but we're only cool because, you know, you decided to team up with me to hate on this other content creator. Like it's just it's frivolous. Like it's a bunch of nonsense. And I wouldn't think that if you had anything positive in your life, that would be something that you would pride yourself in participating in. So I want somebody to explain to me, why does the beef sector exist?
Because niggers are everywhere. That's why.
about to piss somebody off.
It's true. I be telling y'all, stay away from these niggas, man.
Bro,
They good at destroying shit. You said they come up with creative ways to destroy, not build.
Yeah, I think it's sad, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That shit it's draining, dog. Like if I had a girl, can you imagine if you was dating a motherfucker and they was like, yeah, I gotta go tune in to this content creator, and all she talk about is hating men, and all he talk about is hating women, you know, and all she talk about is doxing, and all he talk about is, you know what I'm saying, this other person's relationship. Like that shit would be draining. I would be like, if you don't get your messy, dirty draws having, get your ass out of here.
Yeah, I can't date no content creators.
Like that shit would be crazy. Somebody sitting for hours talking about, yeah, I'm about to dox this person and I'm about to talk about this person's kids. Bruh, I don't want you nowhere around me. Like that is some badass energy. Why would you invite that into your life? Man, everybody, I want everybody in the fucking chat room to really answer this. Why would you invite that negativity into your life?
And then gotta go to work when you get offline.
I mean, who knows? Motherfuckers probably niggas is stretching that stimulus check out.
Now they'll tell you they gotta go to work.
Shit is crazy. Get online all day saying how bad black man is, and as soon as you get to work, hey boo, hey.
Work husband.
Fact. Say you hate black women all day and then go, hey dog, what's up going on, girl? Like this shit is some people, somebody said this is for entertainment. I'm just saying, damn, bro. Let me tell you something. A magic act is entertainment. Watching a clown juggle motherfucking goddamn whatever is entertainment. Like going to SeaWorld is entertainment, motherfucker. Going to a movie theater is entertainment. Going to an opera
is entertaining. Doxing somebody and calling CPS on somebody isn't entertaining. Somebody coming putting notes and shit on your door is not entertaining.
You know what?
That's a nigger thought that is a nigger that said that.
That is, listen, bro. That's not entertainment. That's not entertainment.
That is a nigger that said that.
That's
watch him.
That's not anything that will help you be a better parent. That's not anything that will help increase your thought process and how you communicate with people.
It doesn't make you laugh. It doesn't make you think. How does that entertain you? Because entertainment brings some type of emotion. You get something out of it.
Do you get something out of it, though? What do you get? Like, I'm laughing at somebody else's pain for what? Which is the reason why a lot of people who have to laugh at that pain, they look like this. They're in all black, hiding their face. Like, if you go on my channel, you're going to see my face. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just laid back, chilling, having a conversation right now. But the fact of the matter is, if it's amazing, because if my thought process was, I'm just gonna get on here and talk about a bunch of shit about somebody I've never met in real life, and I really don't know them, but I'm just gonna talk a lot of shit to downplay them, and somebody's calling that entertainment.
For the record, I don't have a channel. You niggers stay away. I do not have a channel.
Look at here, Uncle Ruckus.
Call me Uncle Ruckus or not, but I'm staying away from these niggas. I just repeat, these niggas know how to destroy. I'm staying away. They good at that.
Let me see what Blake talking about. Blake says, you don't learn anything or what not to do. How shallow people can be, and not to trust or believe in people watching fake drama. Yeah. I mean, I just, my thing about it is, y'all, it's like, I understand that people enjoy somebody else's misery. You know, at the age that I am, at the level of success that I feel like I've reached, I understand and I get it. A motherfucker be happy to see somebody else get fired. You know what I'm saying? They be happy that somebody, you know, that they were having an issue with got into a car crash. Like, oh yeah, it sucks to be them. They got a divorce. Ha ha ha. You know, I mean, people find they have that dark sense of humor, but I feel like they should pay for that. I feel like if you find that level of entertainment to be what you need and you value, I believe that you shouldn't be able to hide your face. I don't think you should be able to hide your face. I think that everybody should see you. Just like I want everybody to see fucking pedophiles, and I want everybody to see goddamn people who out there killing and murdering people. I want to see who you really are. Like there are some content creators out there that they don't hide their face and they talk their shit. Let me give you a hand clap right now because I know what I'm dealing with. Versus somebody hiding their fucking face and talking shit. That could be somebody that your son, your daughter is bringing to your household inside your house. Is that not a scary fucking thought? Can you imagine somebody being welcomed into your house or delivering a package to your house? Fucking these motherfuckers Amazon Prime delivering shit, and they've been sitting all fucking day talking about how they hate black men or how they hate black women, and they come into your house. Would you really want these motherfuckers to come to your house?
Nope.
I'm just saying, would you really want these motherfuckers if you went to a restaurant? And these content creators have been sitting online talking about, yeah, I work at a restaurant. I be spitting in motherfuckers' food. Ha, 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 ha. Would you really want to fucking have to deal with them in real life? I want to see your fucking face so I know who to avoid.
Preach. Speak your speech, sir. Speak your speech.
I'm just saying, man. I know it's very difficult for some people to understand. You know what I'm saying? But that beef sector shit is played out. It's played out. You got 100 to 300 people that go from platform to platform to platform to listen to motherfuckers hate on each other.
It's not hard to understand, man. It's like either you got a nigger mentality or you don't.
You know what? Blake is exactly right. What's really sad is the fake in some form of attention is their drug. No different. You know what's so crazy?
He's right.
I'm gonna say this, and I wish one of these motherfuckers from the beef sector would contact me. I would love to have a conversation. Listen, I wish they would, because you know how you know that people don't want the smoke that they say they want. Here's my thought process. My thought process is I want to ask people, who are you in real life? I'm gonna give you the answers to the test, beef sector. Who are you in real life? Do you believe in the shit that you talking about? When you see a motherfucker, is it always on site? You've been talking about motherfuckers for weeks, for months, for years, saying that I'm in the beef sector, and when I see you, it's this, it's that, it's this. You've been talking about people's kids, their relationships, their jobs, their looks. So when you see them, is it on site? You think a motherfucker ready to have that type of conversation? Hell no, because it's going to expose them. Oh, I just do this for entertainment. I just do this to pay my light bill. This is why I ask for cash apps, y'all. Hit the like button.
Well, I personally ask for cash apps because I'm entertaining as fuck. And I feel like if the people enjoy the entertainment that I provide, that's shit the cash app. I don't have to talk about nobody.
I mean, some people say to each their own. I just feel I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was playing this fucking song, and it was like, I don't care if you like it. I don't care if you, and I feel like that's the black YouTube or the beef sector's anthem. That's their fucking anthem. Like, I don't care if you like it. And it's like, why do you like it though? What does it do for you? And I like that comment that he said, you know what I'm saying? Is it because you've never got attention before? Is it because you don't know how to get positive attention? You know what I'm saying? Are you helping your community some type of way? Are you helping your children some type of way? And are you making enough money from cash apps, donations, or from super chats or AdSense? Are you making enough money to make up for if your shit goes public? if your shit goes public with your face beside it. Like some people are making enough money where, hey, I'm gonna go buy a house, I'm gonna go buy a new car, or I'm gonna do whatever. Some people are making enough money. But it's a lot of motherfuckers who don't have that many subscribers and they going hard in the paint.
Bro, that's how these people act in real life to the people that they know. They don't just get up on YouTube and all of a sudden become a dumbass and combative. This is how they act towards somebody in their life every day that actually knows them.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I feel like that's a good point, Blank. That's definitely a good point. I believe that people are living vicariously through social media on all platforms. I believe that these people were nobodies in high school or at some point in time maybe had an audience, and they need an audience to help circumvent what's happening in real life. You know what I'm saying? It's people in bad relationships, abusive relationships, people that not living their best life, and they get on YouTube and now I can be whoever I want to be. You know what I mean? Now I have a voice and I'm going to use that voice. They say hurt people hurt people. Now I'm going to use that voice to curse this person out. I'm going to use this a voice to drag all black men. I'm going to use my voice to drag all black women. And my thought process is like, bro, are you really happy? Because I believe what Blake is saying, because I think if you have a serious conversation with some of these people and they can't hide their face and you start asking them some tough questions, you damn right they're going to have some tears. You damn right they're going to shut down. You goddamn right. I see a lot of insecure ass people in the beef sector.
But where are the people in their life that actually know them? I can't do a damn show without somebody I personally know hitting the panel.
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, bro. And this is just real shit. I think that these people are hiding from the people that know them in real life. Either one, hiding from people that they know, or two, they've paid enough people off to be like, look, bro, hey, I don't need you saying nothing while, you know, I'm online, yada, yada, yada. I know for a fact some big YouTubers have done that. That have had people sign silent statements. I think it's, I forgot the name of it right off the top of my head.
Non-disclosure.
Non-disclosure. So that way hey, look, if you don't say anything, I'll give you this much money. That way you don't, you know, and they brag about, you know, oh, well, you don't hear this person talking about me, do you? Yeah, because you had them sign an agreement. They can't talk about you. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, them big YouTubers though, these broke, these small YouTubers ain't don't have that type brain, first of all, and they ain't got the money.
I believe you on that, but like I said, I believe that a lot of people are living through YouTube. It's old, like you said, old ass people, you know, keeping up a bunch of drama. You know what I'm saying? Like between you and I, somebody be like, yo, MT on his channel right now talking about you. Oh, for real? Let me go over there and see what he's saying. I listen to a whole fucking, and even better yet, they'll come and tell me that you're talking about me. I won't even go look for myself. I would just take your word for it and then do a video about you.
Yep.
Then that same motherfucker would run back to you and tell you I'm doing a video about you.
Yep.
And then when you listen to the videos as a bystander, there was never a video made.
They just good at destroying, man. They heard your name.
It's crazy. I've had even people, and I don't consider myself to be a part of no fucking fuck a black YouTube, fuck a beef sector. I'm a content creator on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I talk about all different topics, but the fact of the matter is, I'll go into a chat room and I've listened to people say, well, if you're in this chat room, you can't come in my chat room. Like, why? Like, why? Like, that's crazy.
Right, these motherfuckers take wrenches because you say something that you don't agree with, or they see you in somebody's channel that it's like some high school nigga shit. And I just couldn't do it no more. I gained some subs because, like I said, I was going over just actually what I always do. I troll, I make jokes, I roast, I make light of the situation, and I be gone. But the shit that came with it is just ridiculous. There was a lot of women. It's like, woo, you say something about a woman on one of these women beef shows, the whole clique coming after you.
Yeah, I mean it's I don't know, it's sad to a certain extent, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. With everything that's going on, so much tension, racial tension, so much gender bashing. It's sad because these people are a part of a sector that ain't about shit. Can you imagine putting on this badge of honor, telling somebody I'm a part of the beef, YouTube black beef sector or whatever the fuck you call it? Like I'm a part of this, and it's like when you go listen to it, you know what, bro? Let me be honest with you.
It's all trash.
I don't know what like. But I ain't gonna play that. But look, I don't know what your profession is like outside of YouTube. But my thing about it is, it's certain things that if you work for somebody else, you don't want your boss to know. Right? It's certain things that you don't want your neighbors to know. It's certain things you don't want your children to know. I want to ask you a question. If someone was exposed to what it is that the beef sector is all about, what people spend hours and hours and hours doing, how many people would lose their jobs? How many people would lose their relationships? How many people would actually be in trouble with CPS based on what they're doing as parents or adults on social media? How they're endangering other people's children by what they're saying and the information they're putting out about the daycares and where they live at, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like I would be I would be embarrassed.
And then they all holler Black Lives Matter.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't seen nothing relevant. That, like I said, there was maybe one or two people, man, to be honest with you, that I felt that they were worth listening to. They had a variety of things to talk about, and it wasn't about spewing out hatred, but it's because of them owning up to being a part of the beef sector or that particular sector of YouTube. People drag them into shit. So my thought process is, man, who are you really? And a lot of these people don't stand the test of time. A lot of these people are not happy. A lot of these people are creating content, to be honest with you, successful people don't give a fuck about. I'm just gonna be real with you, bro. Like successful people don't give it. Like Bullets Gotti having a conversation. I listened to maybe one day of Bullets Gotti and I was done. Like I didn't need to listen to nothing else. Real shit. And a lot of them that I X'd off the list that I got, a lot of them were like that. One or two videos, like I'm good. Like I got the whole premise of who you are, what you're about. And that's sad that you add no value to the conversation.
Being a disruption.
That's crazy.
Is the value. That's what niggas do, though. I'm not just singling him out, but that's what a lot of the people do. They come to disrupt and destroy.
Man,
I had to stay away from them niggas from 2021.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
That's my advice, bro. Stay away from them niggas. I know you went around for a bit, but don't do it. Stay away from them. They'll bring you down.
You know what, bro? I believe in order for me to be able to have a tough conversation, nothing's off limits. Nothing's off limits. I'm gonna have to do things that most people would shy away from. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that I'm mentally intact enough to be able to say, okay, let me go and do my research. And I did my research. And like
Malcolm X and Martin Luther King thought the same thing, sir. Niggas will kill you.
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, you can only prepare for what you can prepare for. But at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, man, you know, is this something that you really want to be a part of your life? And I don't know why someone would consider being a part of the beef sector something formidable, like something to be proud of. You know, I've heard people say shit like they're proud. And I'm like, why are you so proud? Like, what makes this? You sound miserable. Like the whole scenario is, oh, I'm about to talk about her bald-headed ass. I'm about to talk about his broke ass. I'm about to talk about your kid. Like, you always on go. There's no relax. There's no chill. There's no, I'm happy about life. Thank God for the birth of my new son or my daughter, or, you know, my credit score being raised, or me being able to buy a home or a car, or just got a new job. Like, there's no happiness. There's no joy. Like, that shit is great. Like, can you imagine being Scrooge?
Yes, I'm a real life Scrooge.
But every day being a Scrooge, every day, that shit has to affect your health. Seriously, that shit gotta affect your health, bro.
No, it don't. I stay away from people.
You stupid. I'm just saying, I just think that it has to affect the motherfucker's health.
But I could answer the question again. It's really simple. They do it and they're proud of it because they are niggers, sir. And you have to let niggas
it ain't
stay
just
to
black,
themselves.
It ain't just black people in that sector, though.
Nigga, it's 99% of them. Don't nobody care about the one or two white dudes that pop up that troll. They the ones putting their life in danger. Them the motherfuckers that's actually going to people's doors, the white people. But it ain't number one or two of them. How many white people do you see that just got paid just talking about what somebody in the beef sector said all day, every fucking day?
I'm gonna drop this link again. Anybody that wants to jump on the panel, feel free to jump on the panel. We're talking about the black sector, beef sector of YouTube, and we're talking. Well, I'm basically outlining why I feel like it's so unproductive and unneeded for anything. Like it's no real reason other than for people who don't have anything positive in their life. And it's very interesting that you would find that humorous to the extent that you say that betters you. Like, that makes you better than somebody else to sit behind a screen, hide your face. Or some people don't hide their face and talk about somebody else's life as if you've known it. You know, a lot of people don't know what your fucking life is. Like right now, I wouldn't know specializing in doxing YouTubers. And that's empowering for a motherfucker. Bro, let me tell you something. That shit is, let me be the first motherfucker to tell you, that's dangerous. If a motherfucker really want to come get you, do you realize it's not that difficult? Within 10 hours, you probably can be anywhere you want to, damn near in the United States. Within one fucking day, depending on if you're flying or driving, 9 times out of 10, based on what I'm talking about, you're probably going to drive. And it's too easy to say, oh, well, this motherfucker live in goddamn Mississippi. This motherfucker live in Detroit. This motherfucker live in Arizona. This motherfucker live in New York. Okay, cool. I'm headed that way. I want to see if you about what you've been saying you about. Since you put my goddamn daughter up there, you put my son up there, you put my wife or my husband up there.
Or simply making a call to somebody that may stay in them places. That's what I'm saying. These
Exactly.
people are stupid.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, how the fuck you been beefing? This is what I don't get. You can't beef with me for over 30 days because something's gonna happen. Like we're not gonna keep on going back and forth and all of this bullshit. Like if it's real, and who the fuck wants to sit around and look at a fake beef? Can you imagine sitting looking at somebody talking about, oh, your mama? Nah, your mama. No, really, your mama. Okay, I'm gonna say your mama again. Like that's the beef sector. All of this name calling and mudslinging, but at the end of the day, you motherfuckers have to still go work at McDonald's. Like seriously, nobody's coming on here saying I am really successful in real life. I'm really getting money like that in real life. I'm really happy in my relationship. I'm happy with myself. I don't have a low self-esteem, a low IQ. I don't live in a low poverty-stricken neighborhood. I want you to look at these content creators and I want you to ask yourself, from the people that's in the beef sector, are you motherfucking happy? I deliberately sat back, man, and I said, you know what? Let me look and examine, these content creators. Let me find out, what their page is about. Like with what her name is, Clyde Diva, bruh. I don't know what Clyde Diva's page is about. I don't know. So I'm just curious. Blake, what's up, man?
You guys, it's you guys. You're up. We're up. Not the sun, though.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know most of these black content creators that you're talking about and all this drama stuff. It's definitely not something that I ever checked out, other than my experience with Tommy Sotomayor and his delve into the drama streams and stuff like that. But it wasn't appealing to me. And probably the most distasteful part about it was, as far as Tommy goes, I knew he was capable of so much more. I know why he did it, because he got more money doing the drama streams than he did like real conversation. But I never saw the value as far as money goes over the top of what I saw he actually enjoyed doing. He's good at it. And, there's a whole other aspect to this that I kind of think actually is a reality, not just a conspiracy theory. I think a lot of this stuff is staged. And I think it's done just to draw attention, because for whatever reason, people like to pay for soap operas. When Tommy would do real streams about fathers and serious shit, he got less viewership and more interaction, and people didn't donate for whatever reason. People don't like to feel uncomfortable. They want immediate impulse reactions. They want, make fun of people. It's kind of like a mob scene. It's bread and circuses. It's all sorts of things. It's appeal to the most disgusting denominators of the human race and experience. It's
you make some pretty some valid points. I have seen content creators that kind of pride themselves on saying, I'm going to do more of the extremist stuff just to get that reaction and of course get that monetary value. But I think that you said something that was very key. You don't choose to watch it. You don't choose to indulge in it. And I think that is what is so shocking to me, that how many people do. Like how many people value listening and indulging in that particular entertainment, I guess.
Stop calling them people, sir. They're niggers.
Man, I'm not calling nobody a nigger, man. I'm saying that
But that's what they are. You keep seeing them as people, and they gonna hurt your feelings every time. You're trying to figure out why they do it, and That's why it's the section. It's not really big. It seems big, but it's really not.
Yeah, I don't think it's big, but I think that it's interesting that you have a group, because we were talking about, remember on your panel the other time, it's like, what is it going to take for Black people to really unite and come together? Are you saying this is what it's going to take? It's going to take all of us talking about drama, but drama that really don't fucking pushes.
No, it's going to take us saying, let them people destroy themselves, and you build with like-minded people. You build with the people that aren't into the drama. You build with the people that don't say this is entertaining to me, yet can't explain what type of entertainment value they get out of it. You leave those people alone. You run from those people.
Why do you think KKK members wear hoods?
Because they're smart.
Exactly. Listen, this is what I'm saying about the beef sector. A lot of
KKK members.
Hold on, listen to me. Listen to me, because I'm making a comparison. If you're in the beef sector and you're hiding your face, like, so all of these people that are talking about this is entertainment and I'm sending cash apps, et cetera, these people you may be dealing with on a daily basis. So how do you know if they're like-minded or not?
I'm saying, like, the people that are in the comment section, the people that are on the
You
show.
don't know who they are. They're not showing their faces.
But you do. When you have a conversation with the person, you can tell. Like, anybody that's it is somebody that's hiding their face, and they got some people in the channel watching, laughing at what they're saying, and it's stupid, and they doctored somebody. You stay away from those people. You recognize their name in your channel and be like, get the fuck up out of here.
You're talking about. I'm not talking about just YouTube. I'm talking about in real life.
I'm saying you know who a person is, what they stand for, like, as soon as they open their mouths.
So you think that these people that are supporting this type of entertainment, you feel like they're talking like this in real life?
Yes.
No,
I don't believe that. I don't believe that, brother. I don't.
So you think these people just all of a sudden get online and become ignorant? You don't think they talk to the dudes like that in their lives?
No, fuck no. I don't believe that people are walking up to people talking about you a dusty, you a homosexual, you a black bitch. No, hell no. Because there'll be a lot more news articles talking about person murdered, person shot.
Well, let me take
do it when they're with their homegirls, and then that's why a lot of them are single as well. But they have mouths on them. They talk crazy. They're assholes. That's what they do in real life. That's why people don't like them. That's why they can be online all the time.
You're simping. I don't want to hear your mouth.
Let me take the middle ground between you two.
Go ahead.
Most of the people, like the things that I was saying, typing in the comments, most of the people that are these drama, personalities and stuff on these channels, they probably don't have extensive personal lives. They probably don't have good, solid, foundational relationships with their family and their friends, and probably not with their children either. And you're talking about, do they treat people in their personal life this way? They probably really don't have much of a personal life at all. And I mean, they might act out at the damn gas station on somebody in line, or some person in the drive-thru at McDonald's or some shit like that. But it's just another way of coping. Their stresses and the problems that they have and the things that they're not facing. It boils over, and this is probably just another outlet for it. I mean, I don't think any of the people that you see that you guys are talking about are actual real personalities as they present themselves on their channels. I mean, if it was, they would have died of a heart attack a long time ago. They'd had about 5 aneurysms. Their blood pressure would be like 220 over 180. They'd be fucking dead. It's just blowing off steam. Like I said, it's a drug. It's a distraction. Jordan Peterson said something. He's so funny because I don't know if you guys know who Jordan Peterson is or not, but when he talks, he says things that you always knew that you knew. You never vocalized it. But he said one day, like all these left-wing activists, all these people that are protesting this and that, Black Lives Matter and stuff, he said this serves as a distraction so that they don't have to go home and face the reality, their lives. the real problems, the things that they should be concentrating on. It's a way for them to feel important and to get attention and to not actually have to do any of the hard things at home, you know?
Yeah.
Goes the same way. Some bitch is on there thinking she's, you know, king of the world because she's got 50 people watching her stream and she's going off the rails and she's got cockroaches crawling up and down her wall in the background. she's got a baby that's got a 5-pound wet diaper on.
Facts.
You know,
facts.
Mario Splish Block, we all know a shit talking ass lady in the hood that's always fighting with another gal. We all know one. So we know that these people that are doing this shit online, this is how they act in real life. They ready to cuss a bitch out. This is what they do in real life too. That's why they always fighting.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is when people start making those statements like I'm living my best life, you know, positive vibes only, etc. You do all of these things and you run behind all these cliches, and then you jump on people's channels that promote so much negativity. Like it's people out there. It's like, oh, I hate white people. I hate black women. I hate black men. Like it's so much hate, and it's like I have to.
Well, I do hate black women.
I have to deal with that on a daily basis. Why the fuck would I run to a channel that only promotes that?
Well, sir, I do hate black women, but I don't just promote that.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Hey, you guys keep saying the N-word, and I want to know what's the white equivalent.
I'm not saying it. He's saying it.
Well, whatever. Give me the white equivalent.
Nigger.
So it's a universal term.
Brass,
yes.
What's up, Brass man?
Okay. All
right, very universal. Well, I mean, you're the white representative. You tell us what y'all call the ain't shit white people.
Oh my God, the white.
Well, it's certainly not. I mean, some people call them white trash, but I mean, it's usually just trash, trailer trash, whatever. It just, you know, it's not tied. I wouldn't say to their skin color necessarily, just a segment and a stereotype. But that stereotype transcends all. It's not just tied to white people.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. I know to each their own. People gonna do what makes them feel good. However, I'm just like, that has to be an exhausting life. That has to be an exhausting life, bro. Like seriously, like it's and does that ever transfer over to your real life? Do you ever like go from 0 to 100 in your personal relationships? Do you ever lose your temper with your children? Do you lose your temper at your job? Like fuck this.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. These people act like that in their real lives. That's how they are 24/7. I think they may be turned up a little bit because the camera's on and they have a crowd.
You're full of shit, sir.
How? I'm saying these people are assholes in real life.
You know what? I think that people. Okay, so here's my thing. I think that people are living who they are on social media, but they're acting in real life. I think they're able to unmask online, but in real life, they have to now dumb it down a little bit so that way they don't expose themselves to be the assholes that they are online. So I'm gonna talk a certain type of way. I'm gonna look a certain type of way. I'm gonna give a certain amount of politeness and courtesies. But when I get online, it's niggas and bitches and da 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 da. Because you can't just walk around doing that all day and expect to be successful. Like I don't know no profession that'll allow you to do it. What profession allows you to do that?
They're not trying to be successful, sir.
Hey Trey, you put up a video the other day. It was a woman. She was in a house full of kids. I want to say she was like the girlfriend or the stepmom or something like that. And she was talking all sorts of shit to the kids, and it went on for a long time. But I wondered, did she know that she was being recorded? Do you know what video I'm talking about?
I don't. But I got a lot of them like that. But they know a lot of them record. A lot of them hit record themselves.
Right. Yeah, it seems like this. It's like another version of the same thing. It's like the worst version of funniest home videos. It's America's Most Tragic or some shit like that. I mean, it. Anyways, the scenario was there was a house full of kids, and she was dating their daddy or something, and she was going around telling all these kids that they're not shit, and you like to piss your pants, and I'm just fucking with your daddy because, and I can't make you all, and you're gonna push me over the edge, and it was just the worst embodiment of a female that you could possibly imagine, and I sit there and go, is that just another version of what you guys are talking about? I mean, it's not limited to that. You see this kind of crap all the time, where
Yeah, it is.
people do it for like immediate attention, so that it can get shared like 20,000 times in a matter of a couple of days, and they think they got famous for like the worst possible fucking behavior ever.
Right. It's the same shit that they normally say now that they just know they have an audience for it. But it's the same shit that they would normally say to that child or that person.
So let me ask you something. So subscribers make you relevant. Like it
To
makes what
these people it does.
I'm
Not your
honest.
content,
I
not
think
your content, not your audience, not what you produce, not like what people are watching you for, the sub count. Because a lot of you, like you said, a lot of these people will have thousands of subs, and then when they're live, they'll have 100 or 200 people watching. Shit, some 30 and 40.
I just feel like let's just say with Blake. Like Blake says, hey, I'm thinking about doing a YouTube channel. I really haven't got it started or whatever. So Blake starting off his YouTube channel, having the content, whatever the fuck he decides to talk about, and I then come as a content creator and say, well, you're not relevant because you don't have over 100 subscribers, but Blake's content can be better than my content. Blake talking about whatever the fuck he's talking about could be more entertaining than me talking about whatever the fuck I'm talking about. So I try to derail Blake and say, well, you're nobody and nothing and not relevant or smart because you don't have as many subscribers as I have, when really in all regard, it just means that I've been on YouTube longer and I started the process before you. It doesn't make me smarter than you or better than you. And I find, especially in the beef sector, I find that a lot of those guys validate themselves on how many people they got to subscribe to their channel. But I'm just like, that doesn't make you smarter than that person. It doesn't make what you're saying better than that person. It just means that you started a channel before they did.
It's a shaming tactic, which they pretty much only do if they see you as a threat.
You know what? That was perfectly put. I totally agree with that. I've definitely heard that before, where you only got so many subscribers. And it's like, well, what the fuck does my subscribers got to do with my intelligence level? Like, that means, what the fuck does that mean?
Not even,
Subscribers will come.
I wouldn't even say just a threat, but like a justified and relevant contrast, like in attitude or direction or value of content. I mean, they might get a lot of people watching them when they're going off the rails and screaming and yelling and hollering and cussing. But if you have a tenth of what they've got, you're actually talking about something real and making a difference in people's lives, and they're thinking, and you're challenging them, and it causes them to look at things a different way or change their behavior, that's a whole lot more valuable. Of course, you might not get paid for it, but people don't, like I say, people don't watch soap operas because they want to learn a life lesson.
Right. I totally agree with what you just said, Blake, because I truly believe that since my tenure here on YouTube, I've gotten into conversations where people have said not only directly to me but directly around me, like people don't watch anything about people talking about being positive and motivated and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I believe it was a shaming tactic when people were saying, I got all these people watching me. And it's like, well, what are you saying? What is your content based on? If your content is based on destroying people and pointing out only their flaws and not trying to empower them, then again, I do believe that I am a tenth of your content. Like when you get to that point where, okay, this small section, this smidgen of a second is about being positive, empowering people, whatever. Well, that's what I am. That's what I represent. If I push the narrative on promoting positive thought, people working together, whether you're a man or a woman trying to have that tough conversation, you're right. I do believe that it will push a different narrative with whoever you're talking to, and you will be seen as a threat, like Trey said. So I guess it's just about patience and doing what you love and having the sincerity to do it. So hopefully when you get your channel, man, you don't get discouraged or you don't get shamed or someone telling you, oh, you only have a few subscribers, so you need to go sit down somewhere.
Blake, I'm gonna come in and call you racist every chance I get.
Hey, that'll boost my ratings. Eh? That'll bring the drama. You do it, and I'll make you a paid contributor.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I might have to get in.
Hey, so when you guys were kids, you probably knew somebody, or hell, maybe you were that person, but you knew somebody that they had, on the surface looked like they had a good life. Maybe they had two parents, maybe it was middle income, maybe they're upper middle class. But for some odd reason, this kid just had to act out all the time, right? They were drinking.
Right.
What?
I said you talking about Jaguar Right, but go ahead.
They were doing drugs. They were, vandalizing shit, staying out all hours of the night. And you couldn't figure it out. On the surface, it looked like they had great parents. They had money, probably no significant problems at home or, that you knew of. But for some reason, this kid turned out to be a complete polar opposite of what you thought that their life actually was. And you couldn't connect the two, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like that's sort of the kinds of people that we're dealing with to a larger extent. Now, we didn't know what was going on at that kid's house. Their mom and dad might have fought like cats and dogs. They may not have slept in the same bed for 10 years. It may have been mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse at the house. You don't know. But these people that you're talking about, maybe it's some form of them acting out. Because those kids that I'm talking about, whether they came from what looked like a good background or not, they act negative so that they can get some attention, so that they can find one person that actually gives a shit about them, that sits them down one time, looks them in the eye, and talks to them about something serious, some kind of guidance. My mom said something weird one time. She said, children crave discipline. And at first, when you roll that around in your head, you go, Mom, what the fuck are you talking about? But you think for a second, and it goes a little bit deeper, and you go, well, if you discipline or guide your kid or teach them or talk to them about something, it lets them know that you care. It lets them know that you want to see them do well.
Blake,
and
I feel you, but
and
these
it's an interaction.
niggas are grown. There's
I get
no
that.
reason there should be a 60-year-old man online talking about I'm a skull fuck your mother.
I get that, Trey, but there's things about me that are still a large part of my personality and the way that I act that formed in myself that I can trace back to when I was 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. That's still hard for me to get rid of to this day. I'm impatient as fuck. And the reason I'm impatient as fuck is because I never had any answers to the questions that I wanted to know about my life, my father, my brothers, my sisters, where everybody was at, why everybody disappeared all at one time, why my sister moved out, why mom wasn't worth a shit for about half of my dependent years. There was a lot of questions that I had that I couldn't get anybody to give me answers to, and nobody was around, and everybody, it was polarizing. I was by myself for a long period of time, and it made me very, very impatient, even to this day. I can't stand when I can't get an answer out of somebody. It doesn't matter if it's a yes. It doesn't matter if it's a no. Positive, negative, it doesn't make a fucking difference. I just want to know where I stand in the world, because for a long time, I didn't. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because, yes, logically speaking, it doesn't make any sense that a 60-year-old man says he's gonna go fuck your mother, and these 38 and 40-year-old women that got 5 kids are acting the way they are. It's not rational. It's not logical. It doesn't make any sense to me and you looking from the outside in. But to them, it fulfills some need. Maybe temporarily, maybe only for a split second. But it gives them something as to what they were missing and what was broken a long, long time ago.
You know what? That's a great point. That's a great point that people are fulfilling some type of need. Either it's from some type of adult trauma or some type of childhood situation that may have led them to now getting or seeking answers or filling a void. That's great. That's a great point. That's a great point.
I mean, to boil it all down to just the most basic thing is just they want to be heard. Facts. I don't think we realize how lonely our lives have become. Not just COVID, but I mean, I'm talking about for the last 10 or 15 years. I managed a restaurant, and I'd never been in the restaurant business, and this was back in 2010, and I fell into this management position, and I bartended, took to-go orders, all that kind of stuff. But I remember sitting there watching people, and there would be a family of 4 come in. Good-looking kids, good-looking folks, right? Dressed well, sitting down at a fairly nice restaurant, going to eat a meal on a Friday night. 9 and 11-year-old kids and mid-30s adults, let's say. They sit down, and everybody's got their own electronic device out. You've seen this before. You've been to Chili's, you've been to Applebee's, and the same shit happens. Doesn't matter the group of people, but they're supposed to be in a social environment, enjoying time with one another, stress relief, enjoying a nice food, enjoying a nice meal, and conversing with one another. But instead, you're within 3 feet of your closest family members, and you're buried in your phone, or you're buried in your Game Boy, or you're buried in your Nintendo Switch, or whatever the fuck it is. And I remember looking and seeing how sad that was. Like, if my mother and father were together, or if my brothers and sisters were all in the same house, and we got to go to a dinner, how happy I would be if that was me sitting at that table. But instead, these people are squandering it. It's almost like they feel uncomfortable with one another, and instead they're connected to a game. Now, if you saw them walking out of church in their nice clothes, you'd think those fucking people got it made. But you look at them at a Friday night in a restaurant, sitting within feet of each other. They're not hugging. They're not laughing. They're not carrying on. They're not talking about their day, what their plans are, what they learned that day, how they love each other. None of that shit. They're buried in a game or a phone or something that means absolutely nothing to our life.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something, Blake, man. You really fucking pissed me off the first time I talked to you, brother. But no, listen to me. But as you continue to talk, man, I would, if you were somewhere near Texas, we would definitely have to get a beer.
I'm too far from Texas.
Like I like your mode of thought, because if you listen to what you're saying, or anyone that's listening or whatever, think about how unhappy people are around people that they love. Think about that. Can you imagine, like he said, a family out to eat? You would think that, hey, little Johnny, hey, how you doing? How was your day? Et cetera, et cetera. Hey, little Kathy, or whatever case may be. And I'm not putting this off on a different like race. I'm just talking about people in general. Can you imagine everyone sitting, or a family sitting at a table, and everyone that is old enough to operate a phone now is looking at a phone instead of having a conversation? It has to be a lack of to me, a lack of family time. There may be even a lack of love to a certain level. So now these people grow up, or there's a disconnect. And now, in order to get that connection, you have to get it via social media. So maybe the beef sector is getting that connection. I have people now who is now validating me through negativity. That's our link. That's how I stay relevant. That's interesting to me. That's interesting.
Hey, man, y'all can try to fix these people if y'all want to. I'm running away from their crazy ass. They can have it.
Why you say we're trying to fix it? I think it's important to analyze. I believe there's other people out there that
I ain't trying to fix them.
I
Well,
don't think
I'm saying y'all are trying to analyze it and make sense of what they doing. I'm saying the answer is simple. They niggas. They ain't gonna change. The people that watch them, they niggas. They ain't gonna change. That's what they love to do.
So you believe that this is a nigga mentality. You believe that anybody who indulges inside the beef sector is a nigga. That's your
Absolutely.
concept.
Absolutely. Hell, even you did it for recon and you were fucking drained.
Well, I'm drained because I like. I'm telling you right now, and this is why I feel like I like Blake. I believe that you're looking at something and you say, you know what, this is not my cup of tea, and I don't understand why someone would indulge in this if they're saying, hey, I'm really living a positive life. I'm really in a great relationship, or at least I'm building towards that. It's like, why are you so happy to hear somebody else getting doxxed?
You guys know as well as I do that when you look at somebody's Facebook page or somebody's Twitter profile or whatever it may be, none of that is indicative or a real representation of who they are and what their life is like or how they live or how much money they have or all those pictures and all those accounts are just snippets. They're little edited, curated pieces of what they want us to see. It's no real representation of anything that has anything to do with truth and honesty and reality. I mean,
I agree with you to a certain extent, brother. I feel like for some people it is. For some people that they do um, give you a snapshot of their real life.
yeah, a small percentage. I'd agree with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
some.
Yeah, I think that you are right on another premise in regards to a lot of people. They paint the picture they want you to perceive like they're happy, perceive like they have it made or whatever the case may be. But I believe that when you have a conversation with someone, like between you and I believe that you and I are going to either push the narrative of pressing certain buttons to now you're coming out your shell. Now the real you is being presented. It is very difficult for someone to hide in a tough conversation because now you're being exposed. When your back's against the wall, you tend to do certain things. Either you're going to shy away from the fight or you're going to bring the fight to the fighter. So you're going to be now the person who you are. Either you're going to be intellectually fighting or you're going to be dismissive or you're going to say something that is going to make people say, okay, this person is not backing down, but they're not making it a shouting match. This person is not backing down, but they're very intellectual in their responses. So it's you learn a lot more about your opponent or the adversary through conversation more than you would just people posting photos. And I believe the B sector really showcases who people really are. And that's why I said, are they really happy? Because I never got any of that from watching the content that I saw, that these people are really happy and they're really successful.
Well, I mean, people have different ways of dealing with stuff. One of the things that I learned to do being alone for most of my childhood was I had to think things out. I forced myself to be empathetic, and by empathetic I mean I had to put myself in other people's shoes and try to figure out why they were acting that way, or why they didn't call, or why they didn't show up, or why we didn't have family meals anymore, or why gatherings were no longer, family gatherings were no longer, and so I had to try to answer questions for others. I had to try to come up with answers for questions that I didn't get answers to. And so I learned later in life to force people to give me answers. I push people's buttons intentionally to make them either come to my side or get the fuck away from me. I'm going to force you to give me an answer. I'm going to force your hand and your behavior. And that's why I act the way I do. And that's why I say the things that I do. That's why I pressed your button
Nigger
that
behavior,
day.
sir.
Huh?
That is nigger behavior.
No, it's not. Well, it could be. Maybe I am. Who knows? But I mean, just because that's how I react and that's how I chose to cope, I guess, doesn't mean that's how everybody does. There was a lot of shit that I did. I got into all sorts of trouble when I was a kid. Of course, I didn't get caught for any of it. Stealing street signs, buying booze at the fucking gas station that I worked with, going over to the community college, drinking and smoking all night, sleeping the first 3 periods of school the next day. I coke. I did coke one time. Driving drunk. God, it was stupid. But I mean, I didn't have any gangs to join. I didn't have any people I needed to kill. I had plenty of fights that I got in, but there weren't guns around. The way that I acted and the way that I coped for probably 10 years after I got out of school didn't happen to put me in the grave. It didn't happen to put me in prison. But, for a lot of people, how they cope isn't healthy. They didn't maybe have the intelligence or the perspective or the emotional control at the time. They dealt with different negative things, all sorts of different abuse, things that I didn't experience necessarily, and they didn't deal with it well, and it's carried on to their adult life. I mean, if we don't think about these things and the people that we're interacting with, we're never going to understand the world. And I don't know. I'm going to get off of here, but I want to share this with you guys. And this is a positive thing that happened in my life over the last couple of days. There's a guy that I know, and he's 60 years old. He's been in and out of prison for a long time, but he's in real good shape, and he was always in the tree business, tree climber. Me and him decided to go into business, and we got a job the other day, and we got a job coming up on Tuesday. And he's next con. He couldn't get a job at Walmart if he fucking tried, and he's probably going to be on the lowest amount of Social Security. And I'm hoping he learns to not live in the past of his drug days and his prison. But I helped him out, and hopefully we can work together and he can make a life. I put an ad on a bunch of community Facebook pages. I didn't have my dad around, and my brothers weren't around, and my uncles weren't worth a shit, so I never learned anything about engines, right? I wanted to learn, and so I put an ad, and I said, I can help somebody out, they can help me out, and we can both make some money. I put an ad, need small engine work on my tiller and on my mower, and potential business opportunity. About an hour before you guys, before I got on with you guys, a stuttering kid that's 33 years old called me. He could barely even talk to me at the beginning, and he said, I know all about small engines. My grandpa worked on small engines. I worked for a couple shops, and they said I was doing too good of a job and I was spending too much money. And I said, hey, I got the tools, I got the garage, I'll buy the stuff, I'll front the money. But I thought about it after I got off the phone with him, this big, huge smile on my face, right? Those two people, along with myself, all got problems. We all got hangups in the past. And I just made connections with two guys, of which I didn't have relationships with guys when I was growing up. I didn't have friends. I didn't have uncles. No dads. No dad. And they're filling a hole. And that's how relationships work. They're reciprocal. We gain from them. They're productive. And I'm glad that I know you guys. And I hope it keeps going. And I hope you guys keep going. And give these guys some money. Cash App, PayPal. Barber Pole out.
No doubt, man. Have a great night. Man, that's awesome, man. And with that,
I know Blake. Blake made this story up, right?
Man,
the fuck I did.
No, I don't think he made it up, man. I like Blake. I'm gonna get out of here too, man, and get some rest. But I appreciate everybody rocking with me. Thanks, Trey, for coming through. I really just hope that everybody that values their time more. You know what I'm saying? I hope they value their time more, and I hope that they're actually doing something to build their self and their character, man. It's all love, man. Peace and blessings. Good night.
You ain't gotta love me, I love myself. You ain't gotta fight for me, I'ma fight for myself. Walk 100 miles in these shoes, you should've seen how I felt. You ain't gotta like me, I like myself. You ain't gotta love me, I love myself. You ain't gotta fight for me.